Hello my dear students of class 7. Hope you all are doing well. I am your science teacher Nazia Altaf. Today our topic is atomic structures of the elements, which is the second part of the chapter atoms. So let's start our topic today. Electrons and shells. Electrons are the bundles of energy that move almost as fast as light. Okay, to understand the first statement, I want to tell you something that sometimes we say that as planets move around the sun, in the same way electrons move around the nucleus, but actually it is not at all same. We just gave this example of planet and sun or the solar system to give some idea of electrons movement, but actually it is not same. As you know that planets are the solid objects like huge balls, but electrons are not solid objects, rather they are the bundles of energy. And the movement is not also the same like planets' movement. They have a very fast speed of their movement, and they are not same like the planets and the sun. So electrons are bundles of energy that move almost as fast as light. And you cannot imagine the movement or their track of the electrons when they move around the nucleus. So electrons whiz around the nucleus of the atom in different layers called shells. The things resemble with the solar system, but actually it is not the same. So they have shells, they have orbits to move around the nucleus. Then the shells are arranged around the nucleus of the atom in energy levels. They have different energy levels, lower level, higher level, then higher level, and according to their levels the electrons move around the nucleus in different energy levels. The nearer a shell is to the nucleus, the lower the energy level is. The closest shell around the nucleus is the lower energy level, or the nearer shell you can say. Energy shells, the lowest energy shells, or you can say the energy levels. The lowest energy shell, the one nearest the nucleus, is called the K shell. As you can see in the pictures, this is the Bohr's atomic model. Bohr was the scientist who made who gave the idea of this model, that electrons move around the nucleus in different paths or in different orbits or shells, and they have different number of electrons. Also he gave them the names K, L, M, N and further OP, but we in this class we will just talk about three shells, K, L and M. We will not discuss about the higher energy levels or higher shells. So first one is the closest one, the first shell, that's name is K, capital letter K. Then the second shell with the second energy level is called the L shell, you will denote it by capital L. Then the third shell with the third energy level is called the M shell. Now filling electron levels, how electrons are filled in the energy levels according to their position, that which one is the closest and how many electrons will be there in the shell, or the electrons fill the energy levels starting from the lowest energy level, that is K. That means if we have an atom of hydrogen, you can say there is a nucleus inside, and then how many electrons are there in the hydrogen. As you know that the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, so it has just 1 electron. So it will, this first one electron will move to the first shell, that is K shell. It cannot move in the second shell or third shell. Actually I just want to tell you that hydrogen is the atom which just have one shell. It does not have second shell or third shell or fourth shell. Then K shell can hold either 1 or 2 electrons. These are the maximum number of electrons which a K shell can hold, and that is just 2 electrons. In K shell there may be just 1 or 2 electrons, not more than this. If we had any atom or any element which has 3 electrons, then the third electron will move to the next shell, because K can only hold 2 electrons, not more than this. When K shell is full with 2 electrons, the next electron goes in the L shell. As I told you that K holds just 2 electrons, that's why if it is filled with 2 electrons, then if there are any further electrons in some atom, in some element, then they will move to the next shell, that is the L shell, second shell. L shell can hold maximum of 8 electrons. When L shell is full with 8 electrons, then the electrons begin to fill the M energy level. If they are more than 10, you can say that if there are like sodium has atomic number 11, so if it has 2, it will fill the first two electrons in the K shell, then it will fill the L shell with the 8 electrons, and then the next electron will move to the next shell, because L just can hold 8 electrons at a time, not more than 8. M shell can hold maximum of 18 electrons. So here you can see that how we find out that a shell contain how many number of electrons by using this formula, and that formula is 2n square. So here you can see in this picture K shell formula is 2n square. Put the formula over here. Then as you know that K is the first shell, so this n denotes the number of that shell, first shell. Then we will put the 1 over here. 1 square means 1 ones are 1, and 1 square means 1, then 2 ones are 2, it is equal to 2. It means K can hold just 2 electrons. K can hold just 2 electrons. You can see in this picture there are just 2 electrons. This is K shell. Then L shell. Okay, now if you sometimes this formula is just to remember or to calculate logically. If you forget that how many electrons an M shell can hold, what you have to do, you just have to remember this formula, put the value of n, which shell is this is the third shell or the second shell or the first shell. You just put the value of n, calculate it, and you can find it easily. It is not difficult. L shell can contain 8 electrons. How can we calculate? Put the value of 2, because L is the second shell, so we will put in place of n, we will put it 2 over here. So 2 2s are 4, 4 multiplied by 4, that is 4 2s are 8, so we will get 8. That means 8 electrons can be present in the L shell. Then M shell, M is the third shell, so you will put 3 at the place of n, so 3 3s are 9, 9 multiplied by 2, that is 18. So M can hold just 18 electrons, not more than this. And in the same way, this is n contains 2, n has value 4th, so it will be 4 4s are 16, 16 2s are 32, so n can hold 32 electrons. So this is the formula to find out how many maximum number of electrons a shell can hold. Okay, my dear students, here's the periodic table, and this is the modern periodic table. As I have explained it earlier about the groups and periods, we will not talk about the groups and periods today. I just want to tell you something else about in this periodic table. We will just talk about the first 18 elements of this periodic table. And if you remember that modern periodic table is arranged according to the atomic numbers. So first one is the hydrogen, and it has atomic number 1. It is written at the top left position, you can see over here. So H is the first element of this periodic table. And what is the second element of this periodic table? Lithium? No, there is 3. Second one is helium. Hydrogen, just go straight in the first period and you will get this. Helium is the second one. Here 2 is written at the top. It means hydrogen has 1 electron or the 1 atomic number, and helium has 2 atomic number. It means it has 2 protons in the nucleus and 2 electrons in the shells. Then lithium, which has 3 atomic number. Then beryllium 4, boron 5, carbon 6, nitrogen 7, oxygen 8, then fluorine 9, neon 10, then sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium and calcium. These are the first 20 elements of the periodic table. They are arranged according to their atomic number, and atomic number means, I explained you earlier that atomic numbers means number of protons present in the nucleus, and if the number of protons present in the nucleus are the atomic number, you can say these are the number of electrons as well, because number of protons and number of electrons are same in an atom. So next, here is the elements from 1 till 20. Serial number is not written over here because the serial number is the same as number of electrons or the atomic number. Number of electrons or atomic numbers or number of protons, they all are same. Keep this in mind. So hydrogen, the symbol is H. You have to learn the symbols also. Hydrogen H, number of electrons, yeah, or you can say the atomic number, that is 1. Then put these electrons into the shells. It has 1 number of electron, and it means we have to put it in first shell. Then helium has atomic, helium has sign this. Then helium has atomic number 2. It means 2 shells in the 2 electrons in the first shell. Then lithium 3. Okay, as you know about the first shell, that first shell can occupy just 2 electrons, so it means it can take 2 electrons and the third electron will move to the next shell because it has just the capacity to hold 2 electrons maximum. Then beryllium 4, 2 in the first shell, and the rest of 2 will move to the next shell. Then boron, number of electron 5 or the atomic number, 2 in the first shell, 3 in the next shell. Carbon 2, 4, then nitrogen 2, 5, then oxygen 2, 6, then fluorine 2, 7, and then neon 2, 8. Okay, look at this, 2 and 8. First is already completed. Now here you can see that 8th 8 electron in the second shell, that means second shell is completely filled over here. Then for sodium, it has 11 atomic number, 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell. The 11th electron will move to the next shell, and that is the third shell. So now as you will move further, you can see over here that there will be first shell will be filled by 2, then second shell filled by 8, then the rest of the electrons will move to the next shell. Here are the atomic structures of the first 12 elements. Okay, you can see over here, as we have discussed about the configuration or the electrons, number of electrons, and the arrangements in the table. So now you have to draw these atomic structures of the elements. First one is hydrogen. 1 mean the atomic number, or atomic number mean the number of electrons. So this is the nucleus in red color. Draw a small circle inside, then write the formula or the symbol of hydrogen over here. Then draw a small circle around it and put the electron over here. It has just 1 electron, you put it over here. Then helium. Helium has 2 electrons, you have to put 2 electrons over here. Then lithium. In lithium there are 3 electrons and its configuration is 2-1. 2-1 because 2 in K shell and 1 in L shell. So 2 electrons in the K shell, and now you have to draw the second shell because the third electron will move to the next shell. That's why we have to draw the next shell. In these two we do not need the second shell because it has just 1 and 2, so we just need one first shell. For lithium we need 2 shells, so we have to draw according to the number of electrons. 2 in the first shell, 1 in the second shell. Then beryllium, 2 in the first shell and rest of the 2 will be in the second shell. Boron, 2 in the first shell and 3 in the next shell. Carbon, 2 in the first shell and 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the next shell. Nitrogen, 2, 5, 2 in the first shell and 5 in the next shell. For oxygen, 2 in the first shell and rest of 6 in the second shell, L shell. Fluorine, 2 in the first shell and 7 in the L shell. Neon, 2 in the K shell and 8 in the L shell. Next, sodium, it has configuration 2, 8, 1. So 2 means first shell contains 2 electrons, second shell contains 8 electrons and the third shell contains just 1 electron. We need third shell because for first and second both the shells K and L are filled with 2 and 8 electrons, so it just have the capacity of 8, it just has a capacity of 2. So now we have to move further and you have to draw the third shell and put that 1 electron in the third shell. Magnesium, 2 in the K shell, 8 in the L shell and rest of 2 in the M shell. So in the same way you can draw the next elements, draw the structure of the next elements according to their values. 2, 8, then there come 3, then 2, 8, then come 4. So you have to draw according to their configuration or the number of electrons. It is easy, it is not difficult for you to draw. Now here is the homework. So find the maximum number of electrons K, L and M shell can hold by using formula 2n square. I explained you in the slide. You can just go back and you can see over there that is quite easy, and you have to calculate all the number of maximum electrons that K, L and M shall hold. Then draw the atomic structure of the first 18 elements of the periodic table. As I have drawn the 12 electrons atomic structures of atomic structures of the 12 elements, so rest of 6 and all those which I have drawn, you have to draw all these 18 atomic structures of elements in the copy or in the Foldscape sheet, and you have to submit it. So they are quite easy. You will do practice it at home and learn all the concepts I have given in this lesson. Don't forget to practice at home and do learn all the concepts, because in the exams you cannot see that there are just 2 questions which I have given to in this homework. You have to learn all the concepts. Now be safe, stay home, and God bless you all. Thank you so much.